Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to day 3. Hi, great to see everyone here today. I'm very excited about today. Hi, Brenda. Brenda, if you want to give us a wave, it would be great to say hello. Katie's here as well. Katie, if you can give us a wave. Hi, everyone. It's so wonderful to have you here today for day 3. I'm so excited for today. I know that if you're an ESL teacher in particular and you're looking for curriculum solutions, today is the day that you're going to be introduced to some amazing curriculum. I'm so excited. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick us off with a question, which is, if you have been part of the I Teach mini course this week, I want you to share in the chat box what has been the best part so far. So I know that on Monday we had the choosing a niche exam prep. I know that yesterday we had Xavier join us with Koala Go. I know that we've been interacting in different ways. So in the chat box, it would be really great to see what has been the best part of this mini course so far. I would love to see that. What has been bringing you the most value in this free mini course? What have you been learning? Everything. I love it all. The niche. Good. Let's see what else. I love how enthusiastic you are. The Q&A. Great, Eddie. Thank you. Meeting other teachers. Lovely, Christine. Isn't it lovely to get together like this and connect? Oh, yay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to today as well. I think today is going to be really special. Koala Go, yeah, isn't it an amazing platform? I'm sure when the the playground feature was shown, everyone's eyes just widened up. Like when I first went into the playground, I was so excited. I became a kid again, learning on a platform like that. My enthusiasm, thank you, Will. That's kind of you. Thanks. Awesome. Niches, Koala Go, the playground, of course. Everything, the niche. Oh no! So if you've missed the classes, don't worry, you can watch the replay. In fact, what I'm going to do is, I know that most of you are enrolled at this point into the mini course, but I am going to pop that in the chat. If you're not enrolled in the mini course, do enroll, do go there, because all of the recordings are put inside of the mini course. Yeah. And all of the bonuses are in there too. So everyone who's wanting to use Koala Go or the curriculums that are going to be showcased today, you know, the bonuses are inside the mini course. Let's go get those. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So like I mentioned, today is day 3. We're going to look at curriculum and interactive curriculum that you can use for your ESL learners. It's going to be great. But I've got a few announcements that I want to make first. If you need to watch the recordings, if you need to find the bonuses, okay, if you want to do the homework, all of those fun things, there are self-paced lessons in there as well. Definitely go inside of the mini course. Okay, there has been an action tracker, which is now the bonus of that has closed now, but you're welcome to still use that action tracker to help you stay on track and to get the most out of this mini course. Now, what is next? Some of you have joined and you have loved this mini course. You have loved learning, loved growing, loved meeting other experts in our field. So what is next for you? It would be really cool if you wanted to consider joining the rest of us who are doing the 4-week launch challenge. That is starting tomorrow. So these first 3 days, I've made it open to everyone who wants to come. It's been free. It's been wonderful. But guess what? The party is not over yet. We are going to be meeting tomorrow, continuing this launch challenge in order to help you to start your business and grow your business, find students for your business, grow with group classes, because if you are using group classes, that is how you scale financially. Okay. So we're going to be learning all of those fun marketing techniques. In fact, tomorrow, I've got confirmed now, Ivy from Super Teacher is joining us. Now, she has a scheduling tool that links with any classroom. It's amazing. So it can link with Koala Go, it can link with Voov, it can link with ClassIn, it can link with basically anything, Zoom, everything. And what it does is it allows you to receive money from parents even inside of China with WeChat Pay, and then it allows you to be paid out into your local currency. It allows parents to schedule for you, and it's just really amazing. James is also joining us. He's going to be showing us VUV. Now, VUV is that Chinese backup classroom I told you about. It's based in China. It's always consistently working. I always suggest that as an ESL teacher, you just get to know that platform as a backup if you ever need it. All right, so that is the 4-week challenge. Let me just remind you what is happening in that 4-week challenge. These are done with you group coaching sessions. So it is showing you how to set up the different aspects of your business with those coaches. It's also teaching you the marketing tools you need. So it's going to teach you how to build a funnel and how to find people for your business, students on Facebook, which is a global audience that you can find students there. Or if you are looking specifically into China, which is the only country that can't get onto Facebook, is you can meet with us on the last week, which is finding students on Chinese social media. That's with Katie. It's going to be a great week. So this is a reminder of the launch challenge. If you want to take a screenshot of this just to show you the curriculum, what we're going to be cover, it is $249, and that is going to be helping to cover some of the experts who are coming in that are being paid for to be able to share with you. And the whole point of this is that these experts are going to help you to set up your business. We interact together, we learn together, we launch our businesses to get this off the ground, to find students. I've got quite a few lessons on group classes going over what you're going to learn. Now, this isn't just the live sessions. They've got the self-paced lessons inside of the course. And some of them, like group classes, have got quite a few. There's like 5 different lessons, self-paced, short and sweet, but they are there to help you set up your business so that you know what to do. All right, so if you are interested in joining that challenge, it would be wonderful for you to join. I'm going to pop the link for that in the chat now. It is also inside of the mini course on the header and the footer. If you want to check it out, if you want to read more about that, go to the sales page, read it through, think if it's for you. It would be wonderful if you could join. Now, if you are thinking about joining, I've got a secret for you. If you write a testimonial about the mini course, there's a 20% discount on the thank you page. So if you're seriously considering joining that mini course, definitely write a testimonial. Okay, that is in the action tracker. Okay, it's also in the mini course. I would love to hear your feedback. Okay, even if you don't want to buy the 4-week mini course, launch challenge, please write a testimonial just to give me feedback on how you found this. That would be really wonderful. Now, Brenda had a conversation with me yesterday, and she said this. I've actually just put it in a quote because I really think that this is something that a lot of teachers are looking for. Brenda has said, as teachers, we need never to stop learning, as tech, methodologies, styles, and everything are changing all the time. And thanks to you, I've got loads of great ideas, tons of great ideas. And for me, I am passionate about helping teachers to grow in their online teaching businesses, connecting and networking with other people so that we all learn, we all grow together. I actually started this because I wanted to meet with experts. I wanted to network with them and to learn from them. So what I've done is, if you don't want to do the 4-week challenge, but you're still interested in learning and meeting these experts and growing, what I've got is I have got a monthly membership, which is a lot more affordable. It is $39 a month. And what this includes is just the live group coaching 4 times a month. That's once a week. So I find experts, I connect with them, and I ask them to come and share with us. And then they share with us, to all of the teachers, showing us these different methodologies, these new software, gamification, like scheduling tools, all of these kind of things that are relevant for you as online teachers. So if that's something that you're interested in, maybe you can't afford to do the launch challenge with us, but you want to keep learning on a monthly basis, you want to keep meeting with ESL teachers and growing together, I have put that in the chat. That is called the I Teach monthly membership, and it's something that I'd love for as many of you to join as possible. Just to show you the lineup for this coming month, if you wanted to sign up for that, tomorrow we've got James with VUV and also Ivy with Super Teacher, who just confirmed with me this morning. Okay, KT is going to be sharing with us on week 2 about a funnel strategy. Okay, we've got Sid talking about group classes on week 3. And then in week 4, we've got Precious showing us the power of Hongshu to find students in China on that platform. So that is the January lineup. If that's something that you're interested in, it would be great to have you. Okay, now, who has been doing the action tracker? Who has been doing that this week? If you've been doing the action tracker, well done to you. I am going to reveal the people who have won prizes. So on the action tracker, well done to Nicole, who came first on the action tracker. You have won a free 30-minute consultation with me. It's valued at $99. So well done, Nicole. I will message you after this, give you the link, and I will give you that free consultation. Okay. The other people, sorry, Jess doesn't count. Susan, okay. Susan Wagner. We've got Melissa, Zakali, Annie, Shervin, and Alison Rita. You have won a 3-month iTeach subscription. So that means that you are going to be joining us for that subscription for the next month. That's valued at $39. So well done. I have also got a star participant award, and that goes to Alison. She was our star student yesterday who was helping Xavier as a koala go. So Alison, if you're here, congratulations. You've also won a 30-minute consultation with me. Thank you so much for being amazing and participating in all of the chats and everything. So everyone, if you want to take a screenshot of you winning this prize, you can always share that. Yeah, Alison, I'm excited to, and Nicole, to meet you and give you a consultation on how you can grow your business. Okay, wonderful. So enough of all of that. Let's get into today. I'm so excited. Katie is going to be sharing with us first for the first 30 minutes, and then Brenda's going to be showing for the last 30 minutes or 25 minutes each. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you co-host, Katie, and then you can start sharing with us. I'll also give you permission to speak. So let me just stop sharing and get you to do that. All right, so Katie, I'm going to make you co-host. There you go. And I'm going to ask you to unmute. Perfect. All
Awesome.
right.
Is that all coming through okay? You can hear me all right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Jess, for inviting me to come and chat to everyone today. Shall I jump straight in? I feel like I'm going to get straight in with the intro. Lots to cover today, so I'm sure we're all excited to learn a bit more. Hang on, how do I make myself bigger? What have I done with the screen here? Okay, now I can see myself.
Just share the screen and it should allow you to. I have made your co-host. There you go.
Yes, there we go. Right, okay. I was like, where have I gone? I disappeared off the screen. There we go. Tech things all the time. Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick intro about myself and talk a bit about the Abridge Academy curriculum for you guys today. I know Jess has already talked a bit about niche and like how to find, what you want to specialize in and what to do if you're not quite sure yet what to specialize in. And I feel like many of you might be focusing on young learners or like the Cambridge exams, those sort of niches, and in which case you'll be particularly interested to learn more, hopefully, about the Abridge Academy curriculum today. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Just a quick background. My name is Katie. I've taught online and I've also taught in school classrooms in the UK and also abroad in China and in Japan. So I've had quite a range of different teaching experiences. I actually started as an independent teacher over 10 years ago, but I balanced that on and off alongside my teacher training, classroom teaching, teaching with companies and so on. So it's been more of a focus the last few years. I taught with Palfish, Outschool, All School, Cambly, several other companies as well that I've since forgotten to put on my list. But if you taught with a company before, do let me know in the chat who you taught with, because I know a lot of us have started with companies and then decided to go independent, and you want to learn how to find your own students while still benefiting from some of the advantages those companies had in terms of interactive teaching platforms, pre-made curriculum materials, easy facilitated payments and things like that for you, which is obviously what this mini course has all been about. So let me know in the chat if you've talked with any of these companies or any other ones. I'm always excited to hear what everyone's been, like where everyone's come from. So yeah, so I taught with various companies, I've taught independently, I've taught in schools. In 2020, I co-founded an online ESL startup program based in mainland China. So that was hiring, we had at one point 70 tutors working with us, teaching Chinese kids, focusing on ESL classes for kids to teens. So I've got quite experience also almost of running a company, much smaller level than a company like Palfish, but of running a very small company and managing some of those aspects. And yeah, I'm a qualified teacher from the UK, I got a PGCE from the University of Cambridge. I have a TEFL master's certificate, micro MBA from a Chinese university, a certificate in teaching Chinese, a whole bunch of random other pointless qualifications. But most importantly, I'm someone who's just like you, passionate about teaching and about helping other teachers. I've taught everything from kids ESL classes to chemistry exam prep, university admissions coaching, you name it, I've tried it. But my passion now is in creating the Abridge Academy curriculum. So this is interactive, engaging, exciting teaching materials for independent online teachers. I also offer training for teachers to help you go independent and find students from China. So I know Jess has already mentioned the iTeach Launch Challenge. And if you join that challenge, I'll be helping you specifically with Chinese social media marketing. But today we're all about curriculum. So let's not worry too much about those other aspects. But yeah, I'd love to see many of you in the iTeach program later on this month. But for today, we'll be focusing on curriculum. So let me just tell you a little bit about Abridge Academy. Can I screen share? Share screen. Portion of screen. Share. That is not the right screen. Here we go. Here is Abridge Academy curriculum page. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Abridge Academy curriculum. Oh, that's not sharing properly. Stop share. Let's try again. Come on, tech. Share screen.
Katie, I did see you and the screen, if that's what you were trying to share.
Okay, is that working now? Can you see the screen okay?
Yeah, I can see it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, great. Fantastic. Yeah, sorry, it was doing something weird on my screen with other windows popping up. Awesome. So yeah, today I want to talk to you a bit about the Abridge Academy curriculum. And essentially, the Abridge Academy curriculum is a collection of interactive, engaging teaching materials specifically designed for online classes. So if you've taught with Cowfish, Cambly, VIP Kid, those kind of companies that gave you pre-made slides before, and you're a bit daunted by having to create your own, and how can you make them engaging? How can you enable kids to actually interact with them? It can be quite a big challenge. Then you want to check out pre-made curriculum like Abridge Academy. So essentially, Abridge Academy has taken the kind of textbook concept, right, of a structured, comprehensive curriculum, but we completely redesigned this to use it for online learning with much more interactive and engaging fun activities. We all know parents really want kids to enjoy learning English, and that's what Abridge Academy is here to help you achieve, while also saving a lot of time with planning your lessons and making you feel confident yourself that kids are going to make steady progress. All of that is obviously very important to us as teachers. There's also loads of other extra things included in the curriculum. So there's lots of extra materials like lesson previews, workbooks, flashcards, extra games, all this other stuff, all included in your subscription. I'm going to show you a bit more about that in just a moment. And I'm not sure if Jess has mentioned this in the mini course. I think you can find these links in the mini course. But if you're interested in trying out Abridge Academy, we have a 1 month free. This is a very special deal. I don't normally give away 1 month free, but you've got a whole month for free of the Abridge Academy curriculum for anyone joining us live today. And I can put that in the chat. I'm not sure if you got the link there, Jess. I've got your link, so I can put that in the chat for everyone.
Thanks.
If you want to sign up, you get a month for free to try it out. We also have a free tier, but the free tier has like a much smaller number of lessons to try things out. So I'd recommend signing up for the free month instead, because that's full access for a whole month. So do check that out. The discount code is iTeachFree. Make sure you write in the discount code. The link, I couldn't get the discount codes, the links properly. So once you click on the link, you still need to enter the discount code to get the actual discount. It will say on the checkout that the price has gone down to 0. Just check that before you pay. Yeah, so that link's in the chat. I know also a lot of teachers are interested in teaching exam preparation. And I want to just talk a little bit about how, before we jump into the actual curriculum details, let me just show you our levels guide. Because if you're interested in teaching exam preparation, you're trying to find materials to help with that, the Abridge Academy curriculum is aligned with the CEFR levels and the Cambridge Young Learners exams. So if you've got students who are, I would say up to the age of 12 would be kind of the main target age range for the Abridge Academy curriculum, and they're wanting to prepare for the Cambridge Young Learners exams or even up to the KT exam, then this is a curriculum that's designed specifically for that. We cover the vocabulary, the grammar points, and also some of the key skills that are required for the exam. I know I've had it before where parents have reached out and they've been like, okay, I want my kid to take the starters exam next week. Or like, I want my kid, as soon as they've done the starters exam, they'll say, okay, next month they're going to take movers exam. And you're sitting there being like, they only just scraped by through the starters exam. Like, they're not going to be ready next month for movers. How is that going to happen? And this, I see just nodding a bit. Yeah, a few people nodding. This has happened, right? Parents will reach out and they have this idea that kids go straight from one exam to preparing for the next one. And something that Abridge Academy helps you do is prepare students over a much longer extended period of time to give them a proper foundation in English skills they need before they do the actual exam review stuff. Like on the Cambridge website, you can find example past papers and that side of things, right? So don't jump straight from doing one exam straight into preparing for the next one. Instead, the Abridge Academy curriculum is designed to take those students step by step, developing their English skills so they're actually ready for that exam by the end of the next level. So you can see this overview, and I know this is also in the mini course, if you look at Jess's mini course as well. So you can see that the Abridge Academy levels are aligned with the CFR framework, and they also help the students prepare for these key Cambridge exams. So that is something I know a lot of teachers are interested in.
Can I just butt in, Katie?
Please do.
That you've got the Cambridge exams, and then the KET exams are usually around the flyers. So if you're looking for the KET exams, which we spoke about as well on Monday, it's level 4 and 5.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. So the KET and PETs, they're the key for schools, and the I can't speak today.
Preliminary.
Preliminary. I can't English. Okay? I've spent too long living in Japan this past year. But please know as the KET and the PET, let's stick with that. Those ones they're originally aimed more at teens. So the Cambridge Young Learner exams, obviously the young learners, but I know a lot of parents are encouraging their kids to take like KET when they're sort of maybe 8 or so, that kind of age range. We do get kids quite young taking them. So yes. And the lessons cover the content for the KT as well. So that's there too. Right, where was I? I had a plan. Let's go back to my plan before I ramble on too much. Plan for today. Okay, I was going to show you a little bit about how to find some of the lessons and how it kind of fits in. Today I want to show you just like one example lesson, and we haven't got a huge amount of time, so I don't want to overwhelm you too much. There's a lot of stuff in the curriculum, but today we're just going to focus on the core step-by-step curriculum. If you sign up for the ultimate curriculum, which is only like $2 extra a month, you get a whole bunch of these extra expansion courses, including some advanced reading courses. Things like the debating is really popular, stuff like that. But I'm not going to talk too much detail about that today. Check that out with the free month code that you've got in the chat if you're interested in learning more about those. So yeah, the step-by-step curriculum, as I said, aligned with the Cambridge exams, aligned with the CFR framework, and it takes the students step-by-step, just like a textbook did, but a lot more interactive. When you've logged in, you should be taken to your dashboard, which looks like this, and it should say your name at the top. If you haven't, you're either not logged in or you need to change your name in your account settings just so I can be friendly and say hello to you when you first log in. So just check you've logged in properly. And then you should be able to see the levels in the step-by-step curriculum. Let's click through to level 4. I picked out one I wanted to show you guys today. So you can click through to find all of the lessons that make up that level. And there's like a nice overview. So you can easily sort of scroll down and see all the units that make up that level broken down by lesson. And you'll notice these lesson codes. I find this useful to keep track of where my students are at. If you're using an app like WeChat, you can just like change the chat name to say the lesson code and stuff. So it reminds you where you left things off last time. So you'll see that level 4, unit 1, lesson 1, this is how the codes work. So you can scroll down and find a lesson that's particularly relevant for your students. And you can also find it in the sidebar menu. So let's say we want to go to this one I picked out, have a look at. So this is level 4, unit 3, lesson 2. The topic is I went shopping. A key focus of level 4 is about the past simple tense. So there's quite a bit of grammar in this unit. Again, that kind of links into what we were saying about exam prep. For a lot of the exams, vocabulary and grammar are quite key focuses that students need to work on in order to get those higher marks. So you'll notice that all the lessons have got quite a strong focus on vocabulary and grammar. And then there's reading exercises, writing activities, listening exercises, speaking tasks, that kind of thing built in. There are some lessons that are specifically about reading and writing. You'll find those highlighted, like they'll be called writing, something or other. Particularly level 4, there's always one reading lesson and one writing lesson per unit, which focus very much on those really key skills. Okay, I'm going to jump straight into example lesson. I'm rambling a bit. So once you click through the lesson, you'll find the lesson slides. As you keep scrolling down, you'll find the learning objectives. This is great just to copy, paste, and send to parents before the class. And you'll also find the downloads and links section. I know something Jess mentioned that in the mini course that a lot of parents are looking for is extra materials outside of your actual lessons themselves, because lessons are all well and good, but the kid will forget it if they haven't practiced. So they want to see practice preview materials, they want to see flashcards, they want to see worksheets, they want to see extra games and activities, and you can find all of those included in your curriculum subscription in the downloads and links section here. So send the lesson preview to the students before the class. That allows them to practice the new words, any grammar points. They can pre-read some of the reading activities and things like that in the lesson preview. There's a workbook which they can print out, and it's it's like the worksheets for each lesson, and they're done for workbook per unit. Lots of practice activities in there. There's also editable versions. If you want to like adapt the worksheet at all, you're welcome to do that. There's a PDF. There's also an editable version with Canva. There are flashcards, which again, send to your students beforehand. They can print them out. They can use them in class. They can play little games and activities. They keep reviewing them using like spaced repetition techniques. Lots they can do with those. And then there's also extra review games. These are sometimes some of these are actually in the lesson itself, but you can also send them as homework. If you're teaching a group class, I know a lot of people are quite interested in teaching groups. These are quite good because that way you can send these to your students during the class itself, send them the link to the activity, and then all of the students can do it individually. I know with Wordwall, for example, you can set it as a task and you can see their results and things like that if you set it up as a class on Wordwall, for example. Okay, so let's start and have a look at the slides themselves. I've just noticed there's quite a lot going on in the chat. Let's just see if there's anything going on here.
And I also just want to recommend that you open this with a co-browser like Koala Go. I know Super Teacher is also a co-browser, because then the students can interact with this at the same time. So I know you haven't showed us how to do that, Katie, but Xavier did show us yesterday. Basically, when you open the co-browser in Koala Go, you go to Abridge Academy, you log in, and this is what you see, and that's how you interact, and that's how you link it with Koala Go or Super Teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. Yes, if you're using Koala Go, I particularly recommend using a co-browsing platform. So Koala Go, Super Teacher, Circly, there's a few options. Koala Go is probably the most popular. And of course, they've got the free month that you guys got given yesterday. So definitely worth checking that one out. And it means the students can directly interact and engage with the slides very easily and conveniently. So yeah, here are the example of the lesson slides. I'm just going to open these in full screen. So to open the full screen, you just click on the bottom right corner, click the full screen button. It makes it full screen. Can someone just tell me you can still see it in full screen mode? I've not done this on Zoom in a long time.
Yes.
Good.
It's in
Fantastic.
Zoom, yeah.
So once you've opened up, you get the slides, right? On the first page, you can put in your student's name and your name. And this is really great because it's used to make the lessons more customized as you go throughout. So let's put in Jess, you can be my student. And then here's my name, Miss Prescott. And you can put those in.
And on a co-browser, the student would obviously do that. You wouldn't have to do it. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you're doing the co-browser and your students are obviously with complete beginners, they might struggle with typing and stuff. But once they got to level 4, they should be able to spell their name. Otherwise, they're at the wrong level. So yeah, get your students to write in their name and things like that at the beginning. We always start with a review activity. There's a little bit of a warm up, and you'll see that your name appears here. So our two main characters, Amy and Tom, are greeting the student at the beginning of the lesson. There's a few warm-up questions, and this is just getting them to start talking and reviewing a few key things like dates, days, weather, food, how are you, what did you learn in school? Those kind of topics tend to come up in these warm-up discussion activities. You can pick and choose how many questions you actually want to go through. And there's always a review activity. I picked this lesson to show you because it's like number 2 in the unit. The first lesson in the unit doesn't have a review, but all the other ones, they start with a review activity of what you did last time. This unit is all about travel. So in the previous lesson, they focused on some new words and some past tense verbs relating to talking about travel. My internet's a bit slow, it's just loading. Okay, so you see there's an activity for them to do, and they have to match up and make sentences and talk about like, how did you get there? What did you eat? Where did you go? That kind of thing. Something like this. I'm not going to go through the whole exercise. This is also linked in like under the video, under the slides, so you can send the student the activities to do themselves if they want to do it on their own device if you've got a group class. I always put the lesson learning objectives so you have an idea of what you want to focus on. I would recommend opening up the slides before the class, taking a screenshot of this page, and then sending it through to the parents beforehand, so then the parents know what the child is going to be focusing on in the next lesson. It's a really easy way just to keep them updated with what the student's going to be doing. And there's always new words. You notice there's both the British and American English audio. I don't think I'm sharing audio. Share sound.
A blanket.
A blanket.
Not sure if that's coming through, but it plays the audio. You've got both British and American English. Some of the slides, I've got 2 separate sets of slides, one for British English, one for American English, if there's like a big difference in terms of the word usage or things like that in the actual like vocabulary and grammar points that are coming up. For example, if there's one about clothes and in American English they say pants, I'm British, we'd say trousers, then there's separate sets of slides to make sure that in the reading activities and so on, it's consistent. But for most of the slides, you'll find both British and American English just sort of included here for you to pick and choose between. Get the students to repeat the new words, use the flashcards to practice, that kind of thing while you're doing these exercises. And then there's a few sort of practice activities, and you see here you can click on it. So you look at the picture. Okay, what's this representing? It's representing spending money. So to spend. Someone's saying, "Oh, they've only got $1 left." What's this? It's a market store. It's the market. So you can click on them and reveal the answer. So it's just a little quiz, a little bit more interactive and engaging than just practicing with flashcards. We also have things like drop-down quizzes. So here, Jack is shopping in the market, and now we're starting to actually use words in context. When it comes to teaching vocabulary, I'm sure many of us have done TEFL courses and things before, but it's quite important when teaching vocabulary, not just to memorize the word, but to learn how to use it in context in real sentences. And this is also an opportunity to practice what they've done previously on the present and the present continuous tense. Just quickly fill this one out. You see he spends $70, and when you check it, it also corrects it automatically for you. So as a teacher, it's very easy to use. You just click check and it gives you the actual score. So nice and easy. Also, sometimes I've had it before where it's a bit hard sometimes to know the answer yourself, so don't worry, it marks it for you. And then we move on to the grammar section. As I mentioned earlier, a key focus of level 4 is on the past simple tense. So here they're going to learn 3 irregular past simple tense verbs, and then they're going to practice it again with some example sentences. I bought lots of clothes today. I spent $10 on this bag. You sold 24 bags today. And you notice it pops up with like good job. So it's got that built-in feedback or automatic check the student got it correct. It pops up with that little celebratory message. I also occasionally look at pop-up prompts. So maybe they were struggling a bit to remember the past simple tense of these irregular verbs. You can just pull that out from the side as a little reminder if they need some extra help. Again, another drop-down quiz. I'm going to skim through this bit. Then there'll be when it loads. My internet's a bit slow today. Another kind of word wall activity. As I mentioned before, the word wall activities are always linked under the slides, so you can also send it to your students to do on their own device if they wish. If you're not using a co-browsing platform, I do, as I say, recommend Qualigo, Superteacher, those kind of platforms. But if you're not using a co-browsing platform, you can instead send the link to your student to do it on their own device instead. And again, this is just practicing all of the irregular verbs they've learned so far in level 4 up to this point. I do like to include a lot of practice, like review of what they've done previously, because it's just reminding them again of those words that they learned a few weeks ago, make sure they've remembered them, use it in context again and again, just that extra practice.
Katie, I've got a good question here. It's
yep.
Sorry if I've been answering everyone's questions. If you've mentioned this, sorry. But when someone's saying, how do you teach without showing the answers? Now, is there a teacher slide to tell you what the answers are? If you click on it, does that pop up?
Sure. So just go back. By the way, if you want to navigate on these, you can use the sidebar menu to easily navigate between different sections. Let's go back to the grammar exercise. So you mean like a drop-down quiz like this? You don't want the students to see the answers?
No, I think it's more like maybe one of the drag and drop ones. I don't know. Like if there's an answer to it, is there a place where it tells the teacher what to do or what the answers are? Like if you're not getting the trophy and the trophy doesn't come up.
Yes. So there's also teacher notes on the slides. In the top left corner, you see this little question mark button right next to the title of the slide. If you click on that, it pops up with teacher tips. I've not actually put the answers on a lot of them because generally, like unless it was a difficult one where it's sometimes difficult to tell the answer. But I might put that in the future. Good suggestion. But yeah, there's teacher tips. So if you're ever not sure what to do on the slide, like you're not sure which bits you're meant to move or like what the activity is about, you can just open up the teacher tips and it tells you, okay, this is drag the missing words into the gaps, ask comprehension checking questions. If they need help, drag out the hints box. And there's also sometimes extension activities here that are sort of recommended extra things you can do that maybe don't need slides, but it might be like get the student to talk about what they bought recently or something like that. Suggestions in the teacher tips. Some of them do have answers, but I haven't put them on this particular one. As I said, this one I think was more self-explanatory, hopefully. Anyway, does that answer the question?
I think so. Thanks, Katie. That's really helpful. Thanks.
Okay, great. I'm going to quickly skip through this bit. This bit's the skills section of the slides. We've done new words, we've done grammar, we've done practice activities, consolidating those. Now they're going to actually apply it to sort of perceptive and productive skills. So this particular one, there's a reading exercise. They're going to read through, answer some simple comprehension questions. They've got another fill in the gap exercise, and this one they can type in the boxes. So it's testing them again on these verbs and the spelling. So it's a very simple writing exercise. There are formal writing lessons that do a lot more in depth in terms of how to write specific types of text, like how to write a letter and so on. But that's not really the focus of this particular lesson. So this is just a very simple writing exercise instead. This is a listening exercise, so I'm not sure it plays.
Where did you go?
I'm sure if you can hear this very well.
I went to India.
Anyway, it's an audio back and forth. You can click on each one and listen to it. Some of them, they've got dialogue, so it's written out for the students who are going to read and practice the dialogue, but this is specifically set up as a listening exercise. And then there are like listening comprehension questions. So you'd play the audio again. Where did she go? She went to India. So there's a few practice questions they can go through. I'm just going to pick, I know the answers, so I'm just going to skim through the answers very quickly. She visited a palace. And this is focusing again on consolidating the new words that they've learned in this lesson and also earlier on in the unit, and the grammar of the past simple tense with these irregular verbs. She ate curry. She bought a bag. And it should hopefully pop up with a congratulations message if they got the answers right. And then we move on to some speaking skills. This is, again, if you're not sure what to do on the slides, always click on the teacher tips and it'll tell you what to do. But this is a role play activity, and you can randomly click on each one to generate a shop, a thing they're buying, and then the price of it. And they're going to practice saying, yesterday I went to the supermarket. I wanted to buy a book, but it didn't have any books. So I bought an apple and some flowers. I spent $10. So you can use the image prompts, like this is the shop you went to, this is the item you bought, or maybe it's the item you wanted to buy and they didn't have it, and you can try again, pick another item and so on, and then pick the price. Cost $2, something like that. So more open-ended kind of speaking practice, reviewing some of the grammar points and the words and things they've learnt. And again, more open-ended kind of discussion here. This is then applying to the student themselves. What have they bought recently? Obviously, they've not bought anything recently, just use what they talked about in the previous role play, and they can sort of do a bit more open-ended discussion around that. And then we always end with a review. Some of them have got games and things, but this is just a quick summary because it's one of the more advanced students. Yeah.
Katie, I'm going to interrupt. Unfortunately, some of the teachers are saying that they can't hear and there's technical issues. Can we just request that everyone puts their video off? So if you just don't, you can just press at the bottom right, stop your video, because that might help resolve a few of the teachers who are struggling to hear, and maybe, you know, it's a bit too much for their computers. Thank you, everyone. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'll keep
hopefully
mine on.
That helps with the audio issues. I know sometimes if people have got their audio on as well, make sure you've muted yourself, just because some of the background noise on one person's video, then it makes me go quiet. So hopefully that helps.
Perfect.
Can you guys see and hear me okay now?
Sorry?
Is it all good now?
I hope so. Hopefully that resolves it.
Fantastic. If there's any issues, by the way, Jess is recording this and the replay will be in the mini course. So if you're really struggling to listen because of some tech issues on your end, you can watch the replay. I'm sure that'll be possible. Yeah. So yeah, this is the very end of the slides. We always have a quick review of the key learning objectives, just to consolidate those and make sure the students have learned everything. And again, there's always a little exercise here, pops out a little trophy to say they got it right. And then we move on to the feedback slide. And this is something that's quite new. I've introduced these as of October. So this is quite a new feature of the Abridge Academy slides, and lots of great feedback on these. But the feedback slide essentially is an opportunity to put together your lesson feedback in like 1 or 2 minutes. I know I talked with Powerfish before, and they used to automatically generate feedback, and you could just tick a few boxes and it made nice feedback for you. It was great. And then teaching independently, I was having to write massive long essays and like try and remember all the different points and make notes. It was actually a nightmare. It took me ages. So the idea of these feedback slides is it makes your feedback no effort at all. You can do it within a couple of minutes. So it automatically tells you what level and unit and lesson it was. It puts in your student's name and your teacher's name on the screen. It's got all the new words and grammar points listed. And then you can rate your students. So if you click on the stars, you can give them a star rating on like how well they met that learning objective. So they got all the new words really good, well done. They were decent enough on the language skills, but maybe there's a bit to work on. So let's give them like the medium-sized star. and the grammar they were horrendous at, so let's give them 1 star, right? So we can put that in on the slide there, and you can make some comments here. Great job, blah, blah, blah. Give them some suggestions, top tips, what we need to work on, something like that. And then just take a screenshot of this. So I'm on a Mac. On a Mac, you just do Command-Shift-4, and then you can just take a screenshot. I don't know if you can see me doing this or not, but if you take a screenshot, then you've got your lesson feedback sorted, send that to the parent, and you can see how you can do this in literally 1 or 2 minutes, just as you're wrapping up the lesson with the student, and then your feedback is just done like that. So that was the goal of this slide. Yeah, well done. That's the end of the lesson. I know I talked about a lot of things there, so and I didn't have a chance to get to all the questions, but if anyone's got any questions about
I tried to answer the questions in the chat as we went, but we'll have a Q&A now. I must say, with Abridge Academy, what blew me away was the incredible offer that you can give to parents and students. You can stand out from the crowd in a bunch of teachers all offering their services, because you're not just offering the live lesson, you're offering a workbook, videos, flashcards, the feedback form, preview things. Like, teachers are able to save so much time because everything is done for them, and parents are impressed, students are impressed. If you use this for your trial lesson, you know, you'll be able to convert those students into ongoing paying students. And the thing is, you don't just teach them for 1 or 2 lessons. Katie has got an entire curriculum that can take you with your students through years and years of lessons, and you don't have to do the preparation. It is done for you. You save so much money because you've saved so much time. Because for me, I used to use other curriculums that I would put together, and I'd spend an hour preparing for my classes, whereas something like this, it's all done for me. So that's why I love Abridge Academy, and I can't recommend it enough. And I'm sure after you've just seen that demo, you know how excited you are to check this out for yourself and to use it with your students. But yeah, let's go into Q&A. If there's anything that hasn't been answered, let's have a look at that.
Yeah, thank you so much for that
asks, how long
recommendation.
is each session, Katie?
Oh, great question. It does actually say this on the intro page. I skimmed over that, but if you go on the level 4 intro page, it actually says on that, like, information on this. It's different on some of the other courses. All of the core course lessons are aimed at 25-minute lessons, up to 45 minutes. I know some teachers stretch it as long as 45. I know some teachers do 55-minute lessons too, but if you're teaching like an hour-long class like that, you might want to use some of the homework materials like the workbook or the extra activities and things like that you might want to use in the lesson itself if you're trying to stretch out to an hour. It obviously depends a bit on whether your student is wanting to do homework or whether they'd rather do that in the class with your support there. But yeah, 25 minutes it's designed here. I don't know why it says 15, that's meant to say 25. I apologize, I'll correct that typo. It should be 25 to 30-minute classes as the main sort of duration of time, and depending if you ramble like me, maybe as long as 45. Yeah.
Katie, I've had quite a few people asking about group classes. One of them is it easy for you to do group classes? If so, when the kids have to write in their names, do you leave that blank, or do you write students maybe for plural, or do you write 2 or 3 people's names?
That's a great question. Yes. So the lessons are designed primarily for individual students, but they're also adaptable for group classes. I would say with group classes, when it says student's name, I would recommend writing in everyone, because that way, if we go in, we've got Miss Prescott as the teacher. When you go to the slides where like greets people, it says like hello everyone rather than hello students. Students is fine as well. It's just that, I don't know, maybe this is a British English thing, but I would certainly say hello everyone if I'm greeting my group of students.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I would say everyone in that box. It doesn't mean that on the feedback slide it's going to write everyone on it, in which case you might want to you can just nip back and forth. Actually, you can jump back and forth to the first slide, put the name in, then go back to the feedback slide if you're doing the feedback maybe at the end of the class or like afterwards. But yeah, it's mostly set up for individual students. The games and activities, they're designed such that like some of the games are like group games, like snakes and ladders or something, and they'll have multiple counters of up to 6 students. Obviously you can play it quite easily with just you and 1 student, but you can also play it with a small group. And also you'll notice like some of the word wall activities and things, they're linked in the kind of bit underneath the lesson slides. So if you've got a group and you want them to do the word wall exercise all individually, you can send them that word wall crossword link. And actually on word wall itself, you can set it up, you can set it as a homework task, which means then when the student gets the link, you can track their results and stuff like that. So yeah, you can do it with groups for sure, but most teachers, I think, are teaching one-on-one, I would say.
Yeah. Alison's asked, what are the materials you send to parents? So just scroll down there and just show us again. Those are the links that you can send to parents, Alison, for beforehand. Another question which is fair to ask is, what's the difference between the core curriculum, the ultimate curriculum, and the cost? So if you could just show us the pricing, because obviously the first month is free to check this out. You save a ton of time. You're able to convert a lot of students who are impressed with this. So I would say it's great. It's value for money, but let's just have a look at the differences.
Yeah. Okay, so this is I'm logged in, so it's coming up with this warning message being like, you're paying, don't pay twice. Ignore that message. But if you are not yet paying, you should see this section on the, let me put that link actually in the chat again. But on the curriculum like sales page, you'll find this information here. So you guys have got a free trial, like a 1-month free trial. The code I just put again in the description. So ignore the free tier option here. Free tier only has a small number of lessons for people to try out for free. And there's no limit on that, like no time limit, but it's only a small number of lessons. In your case, you want to use the discount code in the description instead. That discount code will give you 1 month free of the core or the ultimate, so full access, using that link in the description. So please use that one. So core gives you access to the core lesson. So the lesson I showed you was an example of a core lesson. The step-by-step core curriculum is that sort of textbook approach. I say textbook, that makes it sound boring, but the step-by-step approach, replacing what you usually use a textbook for in school. And it's aimed at beginners, like young learners who are preparing for the Cambridge Young Learners exams up to the KET. So that's the core curriculum. Then if you sign up for the ultimate curriculum, this one is only $2 more per month. So I personally think it's well worthwhile investing in. That includes additional reading lessons, seasonal lessons, debating lessons, science lessons. There's also some specialist grammar lessons, all kinds of small bonus lessons in there, which give you a lot of extra practice. So if you're someone who likes to sort of supplement your core lessons with something a bit more kind of varied, because kids will get bored of the same kind of slides all the time. There's a lot more varied stuff in the ultimate curriculum. And it's also good if you're teaching like group short course programs. So for example, maybe you want to run like a debating camp over the Chinese New Year break that's just coming up in a few weeks' time. So you want to run like a 10-session debating camp. Then you can use the debating course, which is broken into 3 lots of 10 sessions, like different levels of debating. And you could teach that 10 lessons of introduction to debating as your kind of course that you're going to sell as a group package during Chinese New Year, for example. So that's something that's included in the ultimate package. Yeah, I can show you.
Okay, I know we've got a few other questions, but
yeah.
I know that we have got Brenda who's also sharing with us today. Now, the difference, which is why we've got both Katie and Brenda here and how we all collaborate together, we're all good friends. We basically are showing you Katie's Abridge Academy for young learners for the KET exams for Cambridge starters, movers and flyers. She does have some curriculum for older students. I've personally used the science boost and the writing with Katie's for my older students. But I've asked Brenda to come because Brenda has extended that core curriculum for the PET exams. So her curriculum is for a bit older students who need to think more, to be able to reason more. So I'd love Brenda to maybe share with us, that curriculum that goes into the higher levels for the PET exams, which are older students who need to think more for themselves to be able to pass the PET exam. So Brenda, I'm going to make you the co-host. Katie, I know there's some questions in the chat. Maybe you can reply to them whilst Brenda gets going. And you know what, guys, we will have a Q&A at the end. So I know some of us might need to go in a few minutes. I want Brenda to be able to spend a few minutes with us first, but I will put the recording into the course so that if you want to watch this and you have to go, you can come back and watch it. So Brenda, I'm making you the co-host now. So you can unmute yourself. I'd love it for you to now share with us. Thank you so much to Katie.
I was just thinking, how am I going to talk if I can't unmute myself? Well, first of all, thank you, and everybody, welcome. I am somebody that's a big supporter of people that create and learning from everyone, and I use Katie's stuff. She's the one that's convinced me to go to Genially. So what you're going to be seeing created was because she convinced me to take my old curriculum, which is on Google Slides, and I still haven't changed it, to this. So I do have it like Katie, I have from younger to older, but I like my older, and I like, well, not just the older, I just like the interactive stories because it's different. Everybody's used to the textbook or the regular curriculum, and this is just gives it a little twist so that you can shake it up. And I'm going to be sharing a couple screens with everyone. And let's start here. And I'm going to share a sound as well. Other people use co-browsers. I like Zoom. It has some features that the co-browsers don't. And one of the features is now we have AI. So it takes notes for me and I just send the notes home after. So it's an AI companion, and there's avatars and there's many things that Zoom has invested a lot in. So I've tried co-browsers, but I like them for like the younger kids. But I have like Jess knows, I have a little bit of the older kids, so it's not as necessary because they're pretty independent and they listen to me most of the time, not all of the time, most of the time. So what we wanted to do was talk about how are the stories relatable to the the PET, which is the older exam. And we have that over here. I added all this to answer a lot of these questions here. So how can we assess? Number one, we want to know where the kids are. There are definitely ways to assess the kids, and this is the number one, the Cambridge Quick Test online. You just click it and it tells you different versions of tests. So if I click that image, that's going to take me to those tests that I can assess the kids in 25 questions. I usually do that right there with the parents. That way I know the parents aren't answering the questions. I won't send a test home to them because I think the parents will just feed them the answers. So I want to see them doing it themselves. So they have the young learners, the business, the 4 schools, and the general English, so you can see where the students stand. Also, back in we go. As you can see, my website is pink. I like pink. I'm not going to get away from that anytime soon. Now I'm going to go back up. Now, can this be used in online? Here it is, the PET. Okay, so what do we want to hit? We want to make sure that the curriculum that you're going to be using is going to be able to help you pass the PET. The PET is now also called the B1 preliminary. So it used to be called the PET, is now B1 preliminary. And they want you to know your language proficiency, your contextual learning, listening and reading, interactive exercise, speaking, writing, feedback, test-taking strategies, as well as cultural elements, engagement and motivation. Once I show you the interactive stories, you're going to understand. All of my stories, I have like adventures, and my adventures cover around the world. We have one little boy that's been to almost every, well, 6 or 7 countries. And let me see. And to sign up, there is a video here as well for you at the top to help you enroll. And I'm going to sign up as if I'm not part of the curriculum. And I'm going to be using Jess's, the code that I gave you and the link. Jess, I sent a message
Yeah, so
to you.
I can put that in the meeting chat. So basically you can use my code to sign in. If you want to sign in, you can. So I've put the link in the chat, and that is the link to then use Jess to get the 1 month free. So I'll just add that to discount code Jess. Okay, that'll give you 1 month
register.
free to use
Showing you guys how to
one.
register, and I don't even know how to register myself. Okay. So let's say I'm a tester, and then I'm just going to put my name in. Then I'm going to put my family name, then the email. Oh, there. Good, maybe. And let's say, because it always works, or I will never remember them. And then you're going to register. Now, what makes it, the checkout.
Don't worry too much about this. I think it's self-explanatory for people. As long as they've got that link and they've got the bonus code,
thank you very much. If you guys have any problems, send me a message. I'll make sure that you get it. So, okay, like we have the upcoming is the Great River Race for the Chinese New Year. My South Korean children and I have written another one for Korea as well. So, but that one's going to they take 2 weeks to a month to actually get all of these up. And I'm going to show you a story and what does it involve. And because we're on Zoom, and it's going to take a second. Here it is. Where is the present? So hold on once, there it is. And we're going to hit present. So we've changed it into looking like a storybook. We've changed the design because of great feedback from teachers. When I first started this, all it was a PDF and a video that was sent. Now, working with other creators and teachers, all feedback that you guys ask me comes back into the curriculum itself. So mostly everything everyone asks me. My lessons are not 25 minutes. My lessons are usually 1 to 2 hours long. If you want, you can make it, once they get really good at the stories, they can do them in about 1 hour. But because there's projects and stuff in them as well, they can take a little bit longer. So we customize it, and I do teach groups with this, and the groups, they just name themselves. The group name, they make a group name. I make them make really funny names. Kids don't ever use their own names in my classes. I encourage them to make a pony name. We're going to learn about the ponies. What's your pony name? We don't have to use our own name. And it protects their identity too when they're playing word wall and stuff. They're just like, they don't want to put their first and last name. So Jess, you're famous today. We're going to go through. I have
Cool.
background music as well. So this is really going to hit. I've been taught and trained by Bloom's taxonomy and multiple intelligences. So there are kids that like music. There are kids that like colors. There are kids that like jumping things. So we get a lot of different teaching styles. Now, if you don't like that, you just press the middle button and there's no background music anymore. We start by asking them a question to get their interest, where I want to pull what their interest is. And then we're going to enter into this world. And we have our flashcards, and instead of just giving them the vocab, we play a guessing game. And I love to use GIFs because GIFs have their own language of their own. They've taken pictograms and just made it more fantastical, because before we'd have, if it's doing something, it'll help you guess what the word is. So we sit there and we discuss it for like a minute. And then as it comes in, I don't use computer. I don't use British, American. I'm the only one that works. I do all the audio. So magical, relating to magic. And then I give them the sample sentence. We saw the magical pony pass by. And the most important part is can you use the sentence? I want to bring them from that level. Understand it, recognize it. Now I want you to use it, because that's going to bring you at the top of that pyramid of Bloom's taxonomy. We want them analyzing and creating. I don't want them down there at the bottom. I don't want recognition only. I want to bring them from the beginning to the end in one lesson. And then we can play over and over because it's a story. So they like to read the stories again. So can anyone guess what this is? I know you're not going to be able to, but any guesses? Where is the chat? Nope. Let's see.
The sunrise?
Okay, but when I look at the sunrise, how does it feel?
Warm? Oh,
Delightful.
delightful.
So we're giving them a different way to use the words. And then again, we'll introduce it, and then we're going to give them a sentence sample, and then we're going to ask them, can you give us a sentence? And it's just going to keep going. So this is our vocabulary. Yeah, I use funny photos too. I don't want to use just. And I actually had a kid that she's like, oh, I know. I mixed it up and said that was Tom. And the other one was Jerry. And she's like, no, it's the other way around. Jerry's the mouse. And I said, oh my God, she's 10 and she knows this. And I'm in my 50s. I should not have forgotten Tom and Jerry, but I did. So we've given them their first words. They can do it again, or they can just go to the next section. And the next section is the playing of the games. Sounds, because I couldn't just leave it. I had to keep playing with it. And then here they're going to be making sentences with each word. And I challenge the older ones as well. And I ask them, can you use more than one word? How many words can you get in? Can you create your own story? So I have a lot of little storytellers myself. And here we have like the teaching tips, the buzzer. Then there's connections here. If there's a mistake on the slide, It's right in there. Just send it to me. Click the form. Tell me your feedback. Brenda, you made a mistake. You didn't spell it right. I'm human, and yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. I know. And then here we also have the self-correcting slides. Again, it's in like the storybook. I was visited by a magical unicorn. Am I going to be right this time? Yes. And you get the automatic feedback to know. I almost got delightful wrong. I just did it. And so to strengthen our bond, and he was proud of his bad behavior and noticed. And my older student today noticed too, she's like, the sentences aren't the same. I said, no, I wanted to see if you can use your brain. Because if I keep using the sentences, they've already got a picture clue. But if I use the same sentence that they learned from before, then it's going to show me that they memorized it. They didn't really actually learn it, maybe. Then we're going into listening.
And just to butt in, that last slide is obviously something that you can use with a co-browser because it's a drag and drop. So if you decide to use a co-browser, you can with your curriculum, but you don't have to.
Definitely. And Jess, I actually asked them to bring laptops. So that they can have that drag and drop experience. But the next one, like the co-browsers are really good for devices, but I prefer that they're on a laptop because when they're on iPads, they walk around, especially my 4-year-olds. I have 4-year-olds too that I teach. I produce videos for every single story. They are uploaded. You'll see a YouTube channel. It has tons of them in it. We also have them on, we started placing them up on Shanghao thanks to Katie. Katie, where are you? She's really influenced a lot of what's going on. She should recognize
the first day of school,
everything I've done.
Written by teacher Brenda.
Okay, so it has the music. They can, if you ask a kid, what do they want? I have workbooks. They don't want the workbooks. They want the video. Mom wants the workbooks, but you're going to see the workbooks because I make fun activities in the workbooks too. But the workbooks help mom and dad. And then we're going to go into, oh my God, I skipped the story. I went straight into the comprehension. So there's a lot of different things that you can do here. I'm somebody that doesn't just say read, it's reading for a purpose. It really is good. It's cross-curricular. You can get a lot of things out of them. And the best part is they can move the characters and they can do what they want. You can create more role-playing dialogues because it's all there for you. Again, I read it. There's questions. There's things that we want them to do. What will the story be about? What is the title of the story? Circle and explain why we use a capital letter. There's some explanations in there for them. And then describe the pony, drag the pony around. And we're going to go. So basically, these are all the same, except for they're hearing a story. And if you look, the vocabulary is a different color so that you know that you're going to have to probably do something different with that to see if they can use it as well. Oh, and then there's like always like little animations or something. That's her magic power. She can appear and disappear, and then she can't come back because I couldn't get the. Then here she's going to eat the hay. So there's a storyline that it's following. And you're going to get a lot of questions. And for the older students, you can have them change the stories around. If you're working with groups, you can tell them, I want you guys to write something about this so that they can have practice with their writing as well as their speaking. Because usually by the time they start this, they're already really good speakers. We really want to get those writing skills in as well. So I want to encourage them. I'll stop it and I'll ask them, come on, write it down. What? You're going to create the story. I'm just going to sit and watch. You're my teacher. They love it because I make them the teacher of the class. And I love losing the games. I only lose the games to the kids. I won't lose them to my husband, but I definitely will lose them to the kids. And then, and you can see it's very colorful and playful, and there's many things.
I just want to point out something here. A lot of kids love the themes that Brenda has. So she's got obviously My Little Pony lookalikes right now. Can I tell you, she has got like a Pokemon lesson. And I know that some of my kids in China are obsessed with Pokemon. The thing is, you can't call it like Pokemon. She like just has like look-alike characters, because obviously with copyright and stuff like that. But I would say like the curriculum she uses is so engaging. It's using like different characters that the kids really love. And you can see the higher level that Brenda is like pushing kids into and getting them to think, getting them to use higher level sentences. So I just think, especially if you're preparing for the PET exams, these lessons are brilliant.
And I even have brothers and sisters, and one of them, the sister is in the middle level, the brother is in the older level, and he's 17. And I keep telling him, but you can do something. No, I want to play these. And the kids are involved. I've taught these kids how to animate. They pick the characters. A lot of the stories are named after my students. The students' names are left and right throughout all of the stories because they've been such a big part of this. And I got stuck on that page. Move. Okay, and then here's the teacher. Sky's teaching them.
Sky.
And like I said, I'm not just asking them to use it, I'm asking them why are they using it? Okay, that's a capital letter. Why is it a capital letter? What's the rule? Because that's going to come after, because we've actually, thanks, Katie, we started adding grammar. I had some grammar, but not now we actually have it separated. And on the way home, she revealed her magic power.
Sky.
She can have scones. See, I have things in there English. There's a scone. And then what her friend wanted the scone, she gave her a scone. And when she gave her a scone, she was supposed to take it home with her, but she didn't. She decided she wanted to eat it. And then they can just move around. Most of the time, the characters do fly off the page and they don't want to bring them back because that's just the kids. And then they're going to go inside.
Sky.
And you can hear the characters and sometimes the vocabulary, you're going to be able to hear it so that they can keep practicing it. I've learned 3 languages, and it's something about us that we want to do. We want to hear it on repetition.
Lavender.
Want it on as long as the character isn't disappearing. But like they can keep listening
Lavender.
as long as they need till they can get the word right. And then we have games. Dun, 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 dun. Let me see, am I right? Yeah, well, I have to read the question. That might help. But yeah. And why is Lavender nervous? Oh, the first day of school. And let's go now to the grammar. That's the comprehension game. And then we have over here the chart that tells them everything, why it's used. They read it with you. They see the sample sentences. And then over here, they have the drop-down quizzes as well with plenty of different choices here. And if they're right, it pops up congratulations. And if they're wrong, it says try again. And then I go into a lot of art because art, again, is in that level up here, the creativity area of Bloom's taxonomy. It's not down there. So I like to keep the art in there as well. And it helps them relate whatever they learned to their own lives through art. So here, they're going to design the classroom. And if they don't like it, I actually had one kid do this. He just started going like this. And I'm like, what are you doing, James? And he's like, I don't want anybody in the classroom, and I just want to play outside. So he got rid of all of them except one pony. So that really got him to tell me a story about why he did that. And then again, you can ask the colors, the sizes, adjectives, and so on.
Brenda, I'm going to interrupt you quickly. I've got a really good question here. I've got a question saying, what are the materials you send to parents for previews? So do you have additional activities that you send to parents before or after the class?
Yes, we have. I'm adding the feedback now, as well as they're all here. We have all of this is welcome to send to the kids. We have the story is in PDF. You're welcome to use it. You're welcome to read using it. People have actually taught with these as well, like made videos of them reading the stories as well. And that's fine with me. There's also actual workbooks. There's flashcards you can send beforehand so they can see what they are. There's a cover image for your own marketing. There's links to Shanghao Shu as well as links to YouTube. They're always here in the back. They're right as soon as you come in to the end, you'll see it right there at the back, as well as you have the feedback. And again, just quick and snapshot and I send it to the parents as well. And again, this was based on interactive. I want to see how engaged they are, how well they're speaking, how well they're listening, if they're following directions, and if they're completing tasks. Because the parents, you know, they're paying good money. They need to know if their kids are actually engaged. For me, I did that. So if anybody has any questions, I know it was really quick. I normally speak fast, but I know that this was probably much faster than my normal tone. And
Thank you
we
so
have
much, Brenda.
yeah, we have
That was amazing.
152 stories. And one thing that also sets us different is that we have one story will be 3 levels. So if it's too easy, they can move up. If it's too hard, they can move down. So you have those 3. So that one story can carry you over and over with them. And the kids will ask you for the stories again because there's some of them that they really liked. But and
We've
this
got a
one's different
question.
in that.
Emma's asking, what was the name of the story you just showed us?
That was the first day of school. And it talks,
First day of school.
yeah,
Okay.
even at the end of it, it asks them questions because SEL learning is very important to me as well, social and emotional learning as well as cultural learning. And at the end of that story, it asks them, where's the presentation? No, comprehension. How did you feel about school? I ask a lot of times, I ask questions inside for the kids as well. You feel better when you make friends, and it hits on that point at the end of the story. You know, being a new kid in school, because this pony's going to middle school, where in the first story, the pony's starting kindergarten. So when you make friends, you feel better and stuff. So we try to keep that in there as well.
Wonderful. Brenda, do you want to just show us as well the different levels that you have? So I know that you are giving away 1 month free to all of the teachers who are part of this mini course, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So if you are interested in checking out Brenda's Young Learners Curriculum Academy, Young Learners Curriculum, then maybe just show us how they would do that, if there's a pricing place there.
Yes, definitely. Let me just get to the one where I can sign right in.
Thank you.
That'll be the good one. Will I be able to find the one I can sign in? Okay, so let me share quickly for you. And I've kept my prices probably over the years pretty much the same, not too much. I've gone up, I think, once, and it's $7 per month for either curriculum. I have 2 curriculums, the foundation, and then I have the interactive stories. And the interactive stories also are in levels. So let's say we're here. These are the different plans. It's $7 for one, and it's 12 for all. And we also have the free tier. If I go over here, there's free tier as well as some training for the teachers that I think always is relevant. Like
I love that. There's a free Zoom masterclass in there. So check that out if you're interested in
and there's
Zoom.
also Genially as well as different styles. Those are all free. All those classes at the top, they're free. And this is the free tier, and that gives you a little bit of everything. It gives you a little bit of it's 25 hours worth of stuff. So it has a little bit from our young learners curriculum, then moving over to our interactive stories. Our interactive stories are not as pretty as Katie's when we sign in. Katie's so organized, and I'm like the opposite. I'm left-handed, so we think kind of differently. I think we're not we're organized in our head, but we're just not organized anywhere else. Unless you move something from my desk, then I get very mad because I do know where everything is. It's my mess, as I call it my mess. It's my mess. Yeah, Miguel, you get everything. And there's 3 levels in the stories, and there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 levels in the other one as well. Yay, I got a sad face because I didn't fill anything out. And let's go into the curriculum. And I'm going to go in. Which one? Here's the stories. So I can show you how they're set up. They're right here. Okay. And you go right in here, and they're all here. They tell you what everything has here, what they're built for, the objectives, and then there's our Pokemon Olaf, everything here, and then
Off with Frozen. And you know what's nice is for me,
oh, they're
whenever I
all
trial class, I always ask the parents, what do the kids love? And if they like dinosaurs, if they like Frozen and Olaf, if they like
I like
Pokemon,
dinosaurs.
I mean,
I-
imagine doing a trial lesson with these,
I like dinosaurs too.
like
We-
the My Little Pony. The kids will love you. They'll be like, I love this
Unicorns,
curriculum.
Ariel.
I
This is
want you to
on
be my teacher.
like this. I think was Katie's favorite one was Unicorns Can't Dance, and that was Unicorns Can't Swim was based on Giraffes Can't Dance. The Very Hungry Tadpole was another science lesson, but it's based on the tadpole and not the butterfly. I said, why is there only the butterfly? There's other things out there that can have metamorphosis that we can have fun with. Sebastian's Adventures. The teacher ate a butterfly. The teacher swallowed a fly. No, the old woman swallowed a fly. So,
Yeah.
so you get your influences
Right.
from everything. They can come from anywhere. Let's go to work, race to space. I balance it between boys and girls because it's not fair just to have girl stuff. Okay, I'm not sure many boys are going to like that pony lesson, but I know that the girls are going to love it. And the little girls,
Yeah.
hey, I remember I had a My Little Pony, if they're still out there, Sparky the Fire Pup, Schoolhouse Rock, Farm, Little Red Riding Hood, birthday surprises, Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah,
That's
Kwanzaa.
great.
We cover
so
Chinese
great.
New Year. It's very, where's Tommy? Tommy's, we're going to get to him. Japan, South Korea, India, the Forbidden City, the Tiger
Okay.
Safari, which is also India, rock and roll, solving where did the teacher go?
There's so much. Just show us the right-hand side where you've got tags there. Because I mean, you've got tags as well showing us B1, which is really good. Because especially if you're looking for solutions for the PET exam, I always say, you know, that B1 level is what you offer, which is really great. And then yeah, let's wrap this up. If anyone has got any questions for Brenda or for Katie, especially related to curriculum, again, if someone was asking about that English level, go and look up the Cambridge curriculum level placement test. If you are not sure what level your student is on, you can do that with your student or get them to do that before the lesson so that you can figure out what would be the best curriculum for you. So if anyone's got any kind of general questions for Katie or for Brenda, now is the time to ask. They both have those bonus codes for you to be able to use their curriculum free for a month so that you can check it out. You can even teach your students with this curriculum for that month, see if they like it and if it's something that will suit you. If you are looking to start your business and find trial classes this month, especially if you're doing the 4-week launch challenge, then you can sign in, you can get, you know, this curriculum and use them for your trial classes so that you can impress the socks off of your parents and your students. And it also helps you to convert those students into paying customers. So thanks so much. I can see Katie's just added in the discount, which is I Teach Free if you use that link. Brenda has also just added that. Okay, that is the oh, hang on, I'm just going to pop it in the meeting chat. Okay, that's my link. And then if you use the word Jess, then that also works to get you the discount. Awesome.
Yeah, Jess, you have it. Yeah. I don't have her.
Yeah,
discount.
that's the one there. Okay, so if anyone's got any questions, please do ask Katie or Brenda, even general questions. It would be really good to get you guys to interact, to ask some questions about online teaching, using curriculum, ways to convert students, ways to maybe even being advertising. If you've got an incredible offer like the lessons, the PDFs, the videos, you know, those are things that you could maybe ask about as well. Okay.
And I have people here that I think we both do, Katie, we have people inside that are using the curriculum, so they can even tell you themselves how they're doing and how they've done using the curriculum. I know Alana's used it, Patrice has used it, Debbie's used it. I can see a lot of the people in here that I know.
Good. Someone's asking, where is the recording for this lesson? So what I'm going to do is after this lesson, it does take a few hours, unfortunately, for Zoom to give me permission to download it, but I'm going to put it into day 3 of the mini course. So I have just put the link in there. As long as you are in the mini course, that you've signed up for that, you can access all of the materials. So the recording will be in day 3 of the mini course. Awesome. Okay, any other questions? Otherwise, we can wrap this up. I do want to just go back and give you a Q&A if you want to ask me any questions about the 4-week challenge, which is starting tomorrow. If you are joining us for that, that means that we're going to have James showing us how to use Voove and Ivy from Super Teacher, who's going to show us how to automate your scheduling and payments. And you can link that to any classroom of your choice. So it's a really nice way to automate your business, to give parents the opportunity to book and schedule lessons with you on automation, to be able to track payments if you receive bulk payments, to track those and how many lessons you have. It's a really amazing software. So that is tomorrow if you want to join for that. I'm going to just share my screen. And then, yeah, if you've got any other questions for me, for Katie, for Brenda, this is the time to ask. Okay, so any questions, and we will be able to help you with that. Okay.
I think everyone's tired.
I know, we've been here for a while. And you know what? We've done this 3 days in a row. So I need a cup of coffee. Nicole, is that included in the 4-week course? So yes, tomorrow we've got James and Ivy coming, and they are doing the next session tomorrow. So we are going to do a 4-week challenge, and this is setting up your business. So we've really just unpacked the first 3 days, choosing a classroom, which we're recommending Koala Go if you use a co-browser, choosing a curriculum like Abridge Academy if you're teaching younger learners for the starters, movers, flyers, KET exams. If you're helping students for a higher level, using the PET exams with Brenda. The other ones that we mentioned is if you're doing adults, to use in GU or off to class. We covered that in day 1. And how to use that Cambridge level test to be able to figure out what level your students are on and using that curriculum. So that is all in the first 3 days. And now we're going into really we're going to do scheduling tools tomorrow, and then we're going to go full force into marketing, because as online teachers, we need to know how to market ourselves to be able to attract students, bring them into our business, create group classes to be able to grow. Okay. Goran is saying the Cambridge level test. I know Katie had that link earlier. If anyone's got that link, they can pop in. But it's a 25 questions that they have to do. That's right, Brenda.
Yeah,
Cambridge
it's right on the
level.
site. They just click over, and it's not just the young learners. It's for I actually did it with one of my advanced students recently too. She thought she knew business.
Okay, cool.
So,
So
yeah.
I'm getting asked as well, is this going to be at the same time of Friday? So guys, the 4-week launch challenge, it's the same time every day, Monday through to Friday, for 4 weeks in a row. So tomorrow it's going to be the same time that we're starting. Friday it's going to be the same time that we're starting. And for the people who are already enrolled in the 4-week challenge, I will be sending you the link in an email. I'll be enrolling you tonight after this mini course is over. So yeah, Miguel, Vashti, I know that you're involved. I will be sending you emails. I'll be enrolling you today for the 4-week launch challenge tomorrow. Okay. So if you want to attend tomorrow, there are 2 options. One of them is to join this 4-week launch challenge. If it's too expensive and you're thinking, you know, I'm not ready to launch my business, I'm not ready to do full-on marketing, or maybe you don't want to be an independent teacher, you just want to learn more skills about teaching, then what you can do is you can look at joining the membership, which is where we have basically experts come and show us each week. So this is the membership. It's $39 a month, and we get experts to come in once a week. Okay, so this is the schedule. If you join for that membership, you can also come tomorrow on Thursday, because that is the once a week lesson. Okay, and then next week we've got Katie doing the funnel strategy, Sid is doing group classes, Precious is doing the power of Shang Hong Shu. So if you want to join tomorrow, those are the 2 ways you can do it. Sign up for the 4-week launch challenge, or sign up for the iTeach monthly membership. I can also just pop those in the chat now if you are interested in doing those. Okay, so this is the iTeach membership. There we go. And if you are interested in the 4-week launch challenge, I'll put that in the chat too. Okay. Wonderful. But it would be great. I know that everyone is tired today. I will stay on for a few questions if you've got any. But if not, and you want to go get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, you are welcome to leave. If you want to stay on and ask questions, you're welcome to do that too. But I think let's just say a big thank you to Katie and Brenda who shared with us today about their curriculum. It's remarkable what you two have done. I'm very inspired by the fact that you have been able to use the tools and the passion that you've had to be able to serve other teachers. So thank you for being able to provide these services for us and for sharing with us today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so
Wonderful.
much, Jess, for inviting me to talk, and Brenda as well. It's been fantastic and really appreciate it. I'm really excited to see people in the I Teach course later this week as well.
Wonderful. Thanks, Katie. Awesome. Okay, I can see a lot of you saying thank you. Thanks to Brenda. Thanks to Katie. Wonderful. Okay, awesome. All right, if there's no other questions, I will see you tomorrow if you're joining us for the 4-week challenge or for that I Teach mini course. I know that a lot of us are involved in the 4-week challenge already. So I will see you tomorrow, same time. Okay, I'll send you the links. I'll enroll you today into that 4-week challenge and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, awesome.
Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful, everyone.
And
Cheers,
thanks,
cheers.
Jess.
Have a great day, everyone. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
Katie. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Brenda. Bye, Katie. Bye, everyone. Bye. Cheers, cheers, cheers.